Earlier this month, early September, President Donald Trump said on Tuesday he would deploy National Guard troops to fight crime in Chicago, an extraordinary effort to militarize the country's third largest city that was likely to trigger a legal battle with local officials. We're going in. I didn't say when, but we're going in, Trump told reporters at the White House. Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson swiftly condemned the action. He just wants his own secret police force that will do publicity stunts whenever his poll numbers are sinking. Whenever his jobs report shows a stagnating economy, whenever he needs another distraction from his failures, he told reporters. Multiple gangsters across several social media platforms have sent messages to Trump and the National Guard, warning the government not to come to Chicago. Let's see what they have to say.
Trump, do not send the National Guard to Chicago, gang. Do not, I repeat, do not do it. We are a different fucking breed out here, nigga. We are not Los Angeles. Nigga, we are not Washington, D.C. Nigga, this is Chicago, nigga. Them niggas go fight back. I'm telling you, them niggas go fight back, gang. Whatever, I don't give a fuck what you talking about. Them young niggas got switches, gang. They not going for that shit, bro. I know a bunch of y'all finna say, oh, it's the National Guard. They can't do anything about it. They must go in Chicago. Nigga, do y'all know that it's more bad people than good people, bro? There are over 100,000 gangs in Chicago by the city by itself, gang.
Bullshit, man. But I'm not. It's time to get y'all bulletproof vests and stop playing. Yeah. This is my warning. See, I'm getting ready for everything that's about to come. I've been practicing. I'm ready. I'm ready for all things. I got drones. I got everything. I'm ready. I'm ready, prepared, and I'm ready to put my life on the line to get rid of all these bullshitting ass, racist ass people that's in here thinking that they can deal with us. I'm gonna show them what we can do. I'm gonna show you what I can do. I can show you better. I can tell you. I'm gonna fly with drones. I know how. Oh.
Crazy. Gangsters think they can take on the country's military. That is, interesting. BlackWestchester.com had this to say: when viral videos of Chicago gang members warning President Trump not to send the National Guard began circulating online, it didn't take long for those with real battlefield experience to respond. Soldiers and veterans across the country flooded to social media to remind these young men of a truth they seem to forget. The streets are not the same as war. Let's take a look at a couple of them clips.
Oh, serious? Do y'all really think that y'all can take on the U.S. military? Bro, the military overtakes countries, bro. Y'all are a small portion of Chicago, bro. And y'all talk about y'all got switches. A switch is so dumb. A switch is like a waste of bullets, bro. And y'all thinking because it shoots really fast, bro.
So we got Chicago's gangsters and thugs saying they got switches for Trump's National Guard. Let's entertain that for maybe 2 seconds, right? First off, you think they don't know what you guys got? Where do you think those switches came from?
I know what's so funny to me is the fact that we got people on TikTok and the people of Chicago saying that they're not scared of the National Guard. Which, okay, you may not be scared of the National Guard or whatever the case may be, but I'm going to tell y'all something. The National Guard definitely ain't scared of y'all, and the National Guard definitely don't mind bringing their ass to Chicago and shutting that whole city down. And the only reason these people saying this is because Trump said that they're going to find out what he did with D.C. and they're going to do the same thing in Chicago. And I guess the people of Chicago feeling some type of way. The dude's talking about some, oh, we got switches, we ain't scared of the National Guard, we got all this, we got all that. As if this not the U.S. military that y'all talking about. I guarantee you, them folks start bringing those tanks and bringing those grenade launchers to the streets. There is absolutely nothing that y'all people can do to the National Guard once they get to Chicago. I'm going to tell you that now. These are trained professionals that we're talking about here. These people specialize in that type of activity.
Wild. I have to agree with a lot of these soldiers and civilians as far as these youngsters are concerned, that they are not ready for a war with the National Guard, let alone the military. And when you're talking about the National Guard, you're just talking about one sect of the military. Military is huge. I don't care what switches and firearms you have. I don't care how deep your gang is. I don't care how loyal your gang is. The military, especially the USA military, they have more people in their gang. They have more weapons. They have deadlier weapons. I even heard one guy say, where do you guys think you guys get all your firearms from? All your Glocks, your switches, your, all these ARs and AKs. Where do you think you get it from? They giving it to you. The government. They give you what whatever they want. Whatever they want you to. If you got something, that's because they want you to have it. And we haven't even begun to talk about the resources, logistics, technology, all the stuff they have that could track you down. Not only you, but track down your loved ones. Now, with all that said, I will say I understand the gang members' perspective. They're tough. They don't want the military coming in. They don't want them messing up whatever they got going on. They're soldiers themselves. They grew up fighting, battling, going to war for what they believe in. Their block, their neighborhood. They grew up, and they feel that, they probably feel that this is the only thing they have in life. They have the gang, they have their block, they have their neighborhood, and they're willing to fight to the death for it. They're willing to defend it by any means necessary. This is what gang members, these gangs, the street organizations are taught. This is your territory. This is your turf. Defend it by any means. And I know one of the soldiers said that being in the streets is different than being in a real war. But I would like to inform everybody that in some of these streets, inside some of these cities, inside some of these neighborhoods and these blocks, there is a real war going on. And it ain't much different than these bigger wars going on between countries and militaries. Gang members deal with turf battles, money, resources, logistics, guns, ammo, hand-to-hand combat, working out, exercising, knives, any weapon you could get your hand on. Gang members in the street, they deal with PTSD, trauma, bipolar, all type of mental issues, health issues. Indeed, gang members, we are soldiers in our own right. I believe any gang member, any real gang member, 10 plus years of experience, really, put it down, whether in the streets, jail, prison, will tell you that they are indeed a soldier. They are, part of an army. And they do go to war. They've lost brothers, and they've probably, have enemies that they've lost. Casualties on both sides. Some even train like soldiers. Now, I will say, of course, the USA military, any military for that matter, you're definitely getting training that supersedes any gang member that a training gets. But you can't dispel the similarities, which is why you have gang members with this kind of mentality. In Detroit, we had riots, civil unrest. This was years ago, before my time. And that was the government calling in the National Guard. National Guard came in, and supposedly somebody shot a National Guard or shot at a National Guard. They were shooting at the troops when they were rolling down the streets of Detroit in tanks, battlefield uniform, guns, big old tanks. Some people say it was a firecracker, it was a gun, it was this, it was that. But bottom line, Detroit did not fare out too well. The people involved, whether they were pointing a gun at the military or a laser, whatever the case was, they did not fare out too well. Detroit been in ruins ever since. So, you gang members in Chicago, be careful. Everybody in Chicago, be careful. I'll be praying for Chicago and everybody in it. Be safe, stay blessed. Throw your thoughts and opinions in the comment section, and I'll catch you on the next one. Much love, peace, blessings, and much gratitude.